Hey, what's up YouTube? What's going on? In today's new video, what I wanted to discuss with you guys is the importance of matching the appropriate exercise to an individual's goals or needs or for whatever it is they're trying to achieve. So for example, if we have a baseball athlete, it would be important to prescribe the appropriate exercises to them that are going to improve their performance but also reduce the risk of injury. At the same time, if we took a lower back pain individual, we want to be prescribing the right exercises that are going to help in their recovery and their rehab and also help improve their performance if their goal is to maybe get back to a certain activity for that matter. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this and the reason I kind of got on this topic was because I recently purchased a product that included a separate product itself, which was the Elite Training Mentorship, which is just a monthly program where different fitness professionals put out monthly content to a private group, and they share different presentations, articles, and information that they write just privately to this group. And so I recently purchased this product, the Elite Training Mentorship. Highly recommend it. It's one of the best products I've purchased in terms of the amount of high quality content that one may receive and can obtain. I was very impressed with it, and I'm currently still going through a lot of the material. There's a number of material, and I don't know if I'll be able to get through everything in the short term here. But anyways, point being is I watched a presentation by Eric Cressy, and he gave a presentation about contradicting the bench press and how he doesn't use the bench press with every individual, and he only uses it with specific populations. And the reason being is because he believes that the bench press could be doing more harm to certain populations, maybe such as a baseball population specifically. And the reason being is because a lot of these individuals just aren't qualified to be doing these type of activities to begin with. There's a lot of limitations and restrictions. And at the same time, the bench press is a power lift itself. So it's a lift that's actually used in a sport itself, and not everyone is exactly qualified to be doing that lift. At the same time, there's tons of technique involved in the bench press. And that is something that I didn't even realize myself, 5-6 years ago, to the extent of the amount of technique that really goes into developing a good bench press for an individual. But the other thing to understand is that the bench press too is going to be taught differently to a power lifter, and it's going to be taught differently to a recreational lifter as well. Because in a power lifter, a lot of these individuals really tend to hyperextend their low back, and that's just to get a better performance on the bench press. Now, that hyperextension in the low back, that could pose problems in the long run for that individual, but on the performance side of things, it's what helps them. But put a recreational lifter into powerlifting technique, probably not the best idea for someone that's just looking to build a little bit of muscle and stay healthy in the long run without kind of creating an injury. So the point that I'm just trying to stay with all this and what I learned from Eric was that the exercise that an individual chooses to select, they better have a reasoning why they're doing it. What are the benefits of it and what are the risks that may be associated with it? Can we maximize the benefits and minimize the risks? That's what we're trying to do with exercise, and that's when you can develop the most optimal program for yourself from a performance standpoint and also from an injury prevention standpoint. This is specifically important when working with someone that may have a history of injuries or different issues that may present, or if you're working with an athletic population where we're trying to enhance their speed or their jumping power, whatever it may be. Maybe you're working with a long jump athlete, maybe a basketball athlete, maybe a hockey athlete, who knows? Whatever the case may be, the important thing to understand is that we have to have a good rationale as to why we're selecting this exercise for this individual, and we have to understand and know that is this exercise going to enhance their performance, or is it going to reduce their performance? At the same time, is it going to increase the risk of injury or is it going to decrease the risk of injury? We have to really evaluate each exercise and make sure that we're prescribing the appropriate exercise to each individual. Now, as just a standard example or reference, if we were to have someone with a disc herniation in their lumbar spine that has sciatica, I would not be prescribing sit-ups or crunches to them, just because that's going to likely trigger their symptoms, but it's also the mechanism for creating a disc herniation. And in someone that may be asymptomatic or has an asymptomatic disc issue, you can make that disc issue now symptomatic by doing that type of exercise. So right there we see that the rationale for a sit-up would not be appropriate for that lower back pain client with a disc herniation. So that's just kind of an example, but I already talked about the bench press and different populations and whatnot, and how that may not be the best for maybe someone like a baseball population, where we can really be loading up the shoulders. And in a pitcher in baseball, they need to have healthy shoulders in order to throw as hard as they do, and for throw as hard and powerful as they do for a long period of time in their career. And putting an individual like that into a bench press probably might not be the best thing, and I can kind of see it from that point of view as well. So that could be said with many different exercises and many different populations. What exercises are best for every population is going to be different, and for each individual. The whole point this all comes back to is that everyone's exercises are going to be different, everyone's workout programs need to be different, and they all need to be structured and geared towards the individual's goals, needs, and in terms of their overall requirements from a performance standpoint, but also from an injury risk standpoint, because we want to maximize performance while reducing the risk of injury. So just wanted to quickly share that with you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and were able to take something away from it. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And until next time, guys, I wish you guys all the best and a successful and productive day, and take care.